Hello there! Still day 34 of the Ewan McGregor-a-thon, and on the second half of this day I will be watching Incendiary. Now, as usual, I didn't know anything about this film, but I thought that would be a little bit boring to talk about in my pre-thoughts. So I looked up the summary on IMDb and, well, let me just read it to you. A woman's life is forever changed when tragedy strikes at a soccer match. I don't like soccer. In fact, I hate the sport. I have some bad memories of the sport. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to this film. I also didn't know what the word incendiary meant, so I looked it up, and apparently it means combustible or likely to start a fire. It could also mean likely to start up commotion. So I hope this is about a woman who meets a man who lights a soccer stadium on fire. That would be an enjoyable film for me. But yeah, I really don't look forward to this film. Hopefully I'm wrong and it is actually pretty great, but I doubt it. The IMDb score isn't very high either, so yeah, just going to have to sit this out and, well, I'll get through it. I'm sure I will survive it. So I will let you know if I survived and what I thought of this film after I've seen it. Alright, I am back, and the movie was okay. I didn't adore it, but it was a fine film. Honestly, I don't get why it has such a low score. It struck a right string with me. Luckily, it is not a football film. It is about football, but it's not football themed. It's about a football match where several suicide bombers explode, and a mother loses her husband and her son to those terrorists. And the film is kind of how she copes with it, how she copes with the guilt and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it really wasn't a fun movie, and well, if you're making a film about the consequences of terrorism, it really shouldn't be fun, so that's one thing they got right. The mother was a really realistic character. Michelle Williams played her very, very well, and I was totally convinced the entire film that her emotions were real. The end was just heartbreaking. I didn't cry, but and I didn't really feel like it, but it was emotional. I could imagine people exist who have to cry at the end of this film. Ewan McGregor plays a man, I suppose, who kind of persuaded the mother into having sex with him while the football game is going on. But I don't like that word persuaded, because I have a feeling that in this case it's more mutual than really rape. Like, there's been some films in this series which were hands down, no question about it, yeah, that's rape. But this one is really, yeah, I don't know. I think at least at that moment the mother also wanted it, but later, of course, she regrets it. And that regret is the fuel for the entire film, which was really well executed. And Ewan McGregor, of course, feels guilty as well, and he tries to do his best to make it up to the mother. And his character, to me, was the most interesting character in this film. Of course, the mother is really well performed and is the one you should be feeling for, but apart from that, Ewan McGregor was... I thought he was really well thought out and realistic. I kind of related to him more than I related to the mother. Of course, I don't persuade people to cheat on their husbands, but apart from that, yeah, very relatable. I think it also worked nicely to say, like, terrorists are people. I I'm not saying you should feel sorry for terrorists, but one of the terrorists in this film left behind a family and who didn't know about his terrorist life. And that really got me thinking, like, yeah, I always assume terrorists are these monsters who think they know what's best for the entire world, but well, they don't. But I rarely think about what they leave behind and yeah, and all that stuff. I think this film had some food for thought, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think I will watch it again anytime soon, but I'm glad I watched it. So all in all, I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10 because of an interesting and emotional premise, but yeah, not really my thing to be overly excited about and really dive deep into it. And that's okay, that's just my preference. Anyway, join me tomorrow when I will be watching Deception. So do join me for that, and I will see you tomorrow.